During the first part of this video, we brought you updates on the voters' campaign in Bayelsa State by the NOA. And today, in this part 2, we shall bring you real messages and reactions from the floor of the flag-up ceremony that was held at the Goodluck Jonathan Conference Hall at the Federal Secretariat in Yenagoa. Watch the video to the end. Partnering with them before now, so on the election, we will still tell our people to go out there to vote in mass and vote for the people they want to vote for. Thank you very much.
My name is Brisbane Aaron Porter. I'm State Chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, Bayelsa State. I'm State Chairman of Interparty Advisory Council, Bayelsa State. And we, as political parties, are the first line of call. Because we have those who are going to contest elections, who are those that are going to vote. We do not have election monitoring members as voters in our parties. I want to sound this to all of us that the way INEC has been relating with political parties is different from what the national organization is doing. You are a federal government body and you have your rules, regulations funded by the taxpayers to do what you are supposed to do. We have just a few months to the elections. How do you get to the rural people who do not hear the English language and what they are supposed to do concerning this election? How do we inform them about the mode and the processes of voting? That is the assignment in collaboration with INEC. It's a good thing that we have finally come, but we, the political parties, we are not happy. You are supposed to have been interfacing with us directly before now. Unfortunately, that has not been done. And I want to thank you for coming now and to remind you that you will, from now, ensure that you directly interface with IPAC and the political parties so that we can have a common ground to be able to educate our voters and our contestants so that they will do the right thing at the right time for us to make progress and have a violent-free elections in Bayelsa State. Thank you for the opportunity.
The women, as you know, as we have always said, are more in number in the nation. And so the voting power is in our hands. And we have never disappointed. It is the men that have been disappointing us. And am I correct? Women. It is the men that have been disappointing us. The immediate last speaker said it's a bit late for this meeting, but I think it's better late than never. We are here now, we are going to talk about it. And I also want to assure NOA that you will not make mistake partnering with NCWS. Because NCWS has the largest spread. We are in all local government areas. We have a wide spread and we can always deliver to you. Prior to this time, we have already done our sensitization before the big election. We did. We went to all the villages and all the LGs. And so you will not be disappointed calling on NCWS because we have the largest spread. We are in all the 774 local governments in Nigeria. So you are in the right place. And I also want to say that thank God INEC is here. That yes, indeed, INEC disappointed us last time. But we hope, we are believing that this time, in our own home, we will do better. And we promise to assist wherever we can and do the best we can for this our state. Let me also sound this note of warning that even though the MC has said whether you carry your ballot box the way or not, it's your own, you're doing yourself. I was there at the last election. We were on the field. Reverend Father and all of us were on the field. We know what went on. So all those kind of statements are just blanket statements. Still, at the end of it all, the manipulation occurred, and we all saw it. So we hope this time, this one is our own backyard here. There will be no manipulation. And we believe that the men will respect the opinion of women this time around. Because we are the mothers and we know the right children to put in place. And when we put those children in place, nobody should come to our houses to kill us.
I want to just tell us that this exercise that is coming up now, you cannot take away drug from it. Drug abuse. Whether the society knows it or not, whether we pretend not to know, but I want to tell us that drug problem has come to live with us. United Nations Office of Drug and Crime 5 years ago carried out a survey, 2018, in Nigeria, and we were made to understand that 14.3 million Nigerians are abusing drugs. That was 5 years ago. Between the age of 15 to 64 years. And that every 4 drug users we are seeing, 1 is a woman. And the remaining 3 are men. Now, I'm not, please. Now, I want us to understand that this drug war is a collective responsibility. Let me use this opportunity to talk to NOA. You still have a lot of work to do concerning the area of drug abuse. How do you come in? You will have to liaise with the local government chairman. Let them mobilize the youth for us to come and exercise. And the adults, parents, we have 2 packages. Parents will have their own lecture for them, where they will be taught about the science of drug abuse and the role they should play in the fight against drug abuse. Because the rate that this thing is going now, you cannot just leave it on NDA or sensitization. So that in case their children do not have opportunity to hear this thing in the school or in a place of worship, parents should have done their own part by teaching them. Just some time ago, a father, a pastor, a son was killed by his son under the effects of drug abuse. Why? Because he did not even know that the son was high. That was the time he accosted his son and he was rebuking him as a father. And he butchered him, packed the pieces inside his sack under the effects of drug abuse. So, please, NOA, we want to reach out to these people. Your own is to mobilize them for us to come and educate parents. Let parents know the science in their words. So that when they see some funny characters, they should be able to suspect that it's like, so that they will seek help. And we are talking of this thing now. Please, we still need the information at NDA. As this thing is coming up, we will be doing our own part, but it's a collective responsibility. So that at the end of it, we will all be successful. Give thanks to God for the successful completion of this incoming election. And by His grace, nothing will happen in Jesus' name. Now, drug, it is drug that will take people to snatch ballot, to go and kill person. They do it under the influence of drug abuse. Sorry, I'm rounding up. As a security man, we had, security report that this Boko Haram we are seeing, they recruit members. And as they recruit members, the first thing they do is to teach them how to take drugs. And it was confirmed by our task force about 5 years ago in Zambisa forest, in 2 village camps where they invaded the insurgents. What did they meet? They met from India. all this noise they are making, they don't do it with empty hand. They must take drug. They must be high. If you see armed robbers and you arrest them with bags of Indian hand, they are not selling it. It is what they are using to operate. So please, we need to come in and put our hands together, and that we'll try and reduce the rate at which drug is being consumed in this Bayelsa and in Nigeria. Apply in Jesus' name.
Now, regarding this particular flag off, I want you to note one thing. Without peace, there can never be any progress. And this particular flag off is coming at a time it's supposed to come to us in the Nigeria Security Defense Corps. Because you will agree with me that if election must take place, it simply means people should turn out en masse to vote. If you refuse to vote, someone else will vote for you because your vote counts. So please, our message is go back home, sensitize the community, and let them come out en masse to vote. Because when they refuse to vote and there is a problem, at the end of the day there will be destruction of properties and even lives. And in the area of our mandate, the Nigerian Security Defense Corps, we are saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that the critical national assets and infrastructure are heavily guided. We have our men who are doing this. And it is not at the best of our interest to be the one that will be pursuing people here and there, keeping them away from these infrastructures. So we are appealing to you, let us do the right thing at the right time, so that our critical national assets and infrastructure will be protected from being destroyed. So, in a nutshell, I'm appealing to everyone here to please, whatever you get from this particular flag, I want you to go and disseminate such and ensure that everybody comes out, so that it will not be a case of if you refuse to vote and somebody says to vote for you, and there is a problem, and which will affect whatever it is that we are trying to protect. As you comply, God bless you. Thank you very much.
During this time, you see movements from one place to the other during campaigns. We are advising the IPAC, National Orientation Agencies, too, as they go out to the field, they should advise their members. During this period, you see them when they are driving. They will be driving as if they don't know that there is going to be a crash. During this period, we are on the road and we are watching. Though we don't used to block them, because if you block them this period, that will be very violent. But the National Orientation Agency will advise that as you are doing this sensitization, make sure too that the drivers that are driving those vehicles, they are going to campaign, they should drive with caution. Accident don't respect anybody. They wouldn't know whether you are campaigning or not, and will be called upon later to come and start clearing those bodies. We won't want that to occur. I want to say, please, 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 let us obey traffic rules during our campaigns. And to other agencies here too, we are ready to collaborate during the elections too, that when there is no movement, there will be movement, and throughout that period, we'll be able to make sure that all roads are blocked for the election in Bayelsa State to be successful. Thank you and God bless you.
Used to the election are from different families. No matter what we do yet, no matter what we agree today, but if you still have those ingredients that can use the election, different people need to be there. It is such a way political parties make available to their members. Hello, when you mix alcohol and cannabis together and give to these boys to drink, when you are going for your campaign, like what Ogaro said, they are the way that are coming, drive like as if they are going to war, and you are going for campaign, you are going to talk to people that are going to vote for you on the road, as you are going to attack them on the road. I was coming to work this morning, I saw one political party driving wild on the road, driving everybody. These are the people that will vote for you. Now, I go back to family again. I'm sorry, you see so many women raising up their children alone. So many women raise up their children alone in this state. If you drive on this express road in the night, you see children begging along the road. These children are potential ballot box snatchers tomorrow, no matter what you do. If you look at Frank Olize of NTA in those days, he would ask, do you know where your children are? Do we remember? Every 9 o'clock, do you know where your children are? So because do we know where our children are in this state, are we raising that all we are supposed to raise them up? No matter what NOA will do, other agencies will do. If you are raising children and you cannot bring up well, they are potential ballot box snatchers. At the end of the day, who is the winner of a rigged election? Is the politician. Who benefits from a rigged election is the politician. It's not the politician. If the system cannot work and the election is rigged, somebody must be declared as a winner. Who is the benefactor? It's not the politician. And Nigeria is, for all of us, politicians are part of this country, the voters are part of this country. Can we allow this country to breathe, please, and do what is right? Thank you.
There was sensitization going on, and there was also news that those who registered to get their PVC should come and pick it up. But unfortunately, more than, I would say 50% of those persons could not even get their PVC. They went to INEC office on daily basis, but they could not get their PVC. All of a sudden, their PVC got missing. They could not get it. And for those of us that even got our PVC, to our greatest surprise, on the election day, we could not even vote. Personally, I myself, I could not vote. And I went to my polling unit. This is a polling unit I've been using for several elections, but I could not even vote. One, my data was not even on the pasted list there. I had to go to other units to see if I will be able to see my name, because they said they changed some persons to different units. And not only me, several persons were derived of their civil right of voting. Now, another election is coming up in Bayelsa State, November 11. What is INEC doing towards it to see that those persons that registered, this is the last presidential election. Now we are going for governorship election in Bayelsa State, and this is our own election. What is INEC doing to ensure that every Bayelsans who has the PVC or who have registered will be able to vote and choose their leaders for themselves? Thank you.
I want to quickly correct an impression that my brother here from the NDLA said. If I'm right, the political parties are mixing tramadol for use during election time. I want to say that is wrong. Excuse me, sir. Let me speak. It is wrong because the NDLA has not engaged IPAC. If they observe that members of IPAC are engaged in this type of things. That is one. Number two, I want to commend NDLA for their stop and search that they are doing on the streets. It is commendable. And we know those that are catching, that the Yahoo boys. They have not caught any party member. They have not caught any political party member. I am the chairman of IPAC. The report has not come to me. So I am waiting to see that. As we are supporting them, they should also engage us. If there is a need or they find that members of other political parties are engaged in this type of activities. I also want to put on record that during the election, these same people who go to disturb election areas are loaded into tinted coastal buses with government plate numbers, and you people on checkpoint allow them to pass, escort the call, escorted by the police, road safety, and NGL. There are no members of other parties. ABGA is the third largest party in Bayelsa State. We are able to win 2 seats in the state assembly without one single violence anywhere. Our people are respected. Our members are decent people. If there is any issue, bring it to my table. I want to also let us know that APC and PDP are members of IPAC, and I am the chairman. Everything anything concerning intra-party affairs are dealt with us. I will expect that the NDLA, maybe I will send a letter to them for a formal meeting. Let us engage, let us dialogue, because we want peaceful elections. It is not enough to just make statements in the public. But we know what is happening. It is true. It is very true. We are on the field. I know how many times I enter Keke, and I know what the officers do on the road. We are in the offices. So before we come out, let us be very clear on what we want to tell the public. Some of your officers are questionable. It is not enough to put blame on other political parties because you feel that they don't have protection from government or elected officers. No, that is not correct. I also want to commend you for your road work you did the other time in Amarata. Yes, but behind you, you didn't know what was happening. We are on the field. We are grassroots people. When the people from Amarata waterside smoke Igbo, come back and join your crowd, oh, they dance for that motor on Akari. Do you know them? Are you able to identify them? You say political parties are mixing some adults. No, that is wrong. I refuse to accept that. Now, to the road safety people, I know that you people do escort politicians who are members of House of Assembly, who are commissioners, who are special advisors on duties, and you escort them and their entourage. But you don't escort people like us. I know how many times I've been stopped because I took a public transport to go to my village to vote. How many times I have trekked on the street when other people are passing, even when I introduce myself. No way. Keke own is the worst. Road safety, please, I will write a letter so that we can meet. A lot of our members are complaining about your boys you send on the street. 6 o'clock in the morning, holding Keke people. This is very dangerous for us. Please, we should take note. So when we come to the public, let us try and get our facts straight. I want to stand on behalf of all political parties. Apart from the ruling party and the main opposition, we have 18 political parties. Today, by the grace of God, by a judgment of the High Court, the Youth Party has also been reinstated. So we have 19 political parties in the state. And we have been having regular meetings. And we, as an advisory body, have been advising government and their people. They are the people who are desperate to win power. So they do everything possible and they control the finances of the state. We don't have. And they are able to afford to hire security agencies and their vehicles to escort them. Nothing happens. So please, that toga of this allegation on other political parties that are inciting their members to do violence is wrong. When the violence happened in Ogbia and INEC facilities were burnt down, it was pinned to two political parties who were fighting for power. Did you people say anything? The people that went and burned that place, were they members of ABGA, SDP, or YPP? No. You never made any arrest, you never made any recommendation. And the matter died because there are people in power. INEC is a living witness to that. When their facilities were burnt, people ran away for their dear lives. We went on air, particularly myself, to condemn those acts. No agency went there to do that. But every day anything happens, it is the other political parties. I refuse to accept that, please. Thank you.
I stand here to answer the question my brother there raised. And then I also want to comment on what my sister there said about during the last election, materials never got to the polling units on time. Particularly in this Yenagoa metropolis, I was among the observers of the election. It was very heart-throbbing to find out that a polling station by the medical university, in fact, if you stand there, you will see an INEC office. Materials did not get there. From the INEC office to that police station till evening, and there was a rumpus. People were going up and down complaining, we want to vote, but materials were not there. I don't know what INEC, it was very, very embarrassing that you can stand there and actually see INEC office, or you're in INEC office and you can see that political that unit and materials never got there until evening. And in fact, they had to vote the next day. So INEC has a question to answer for that. Then, well, I said they know what they were doing. Then to my brother's question, what is the National Council for Women's Societies are doing? I want to get, I want you to get something very clear. We are not young boys who will be running around to carry ballot boxes or to carry guns to do whatever they want to do to get attention. We are an advocacy group. And I want to assure you that we have done so much, both from the national and the state level. In 1999, the first parliament in the states, there are 24 seats in the State House of Assembly. We had only one female. Honorable Vivian Imanana was the only female that was voted in. And we went to work. We started campaigning. So much work we did. We gradually increased the number. And as of this last election, we know how much the women met. We advocated. We did everything to get at least 5. At the time of the election, we had 5 women representatives, right? We had 5 women representatives. And we actually went out to ensure that those went they could come on the seats. But, well, as we have it, we have about 3 of them now in the House of Assembly. We even brought new ones in. But let me ask you one question, my brother, please pay attention. Let me ask you one question. The wife of the present governor now, Gloria Diri, because I just want to disabuse your mind of that statement you made that women are their own worst enemies. It is not so. Now, if somebody is, a woman is coming out now to stand for the Guba election, who do you think Gloria Diri will vote for? Excuse me, please, I'm talking to you and you have to discuss with another person. Her husband, you know that. That is the peculiarity with women. Because when women are coming out, and another woman is there, her brother is coming out, her husband is coming out, definitely she will vote against the woman. Isn't it practical? It is. That's what you must understand. So don't say that women are standing against themselves. No. They are standing against themselves when it comes to the interest of the person. Which, if your wife is coming out in a particular position with another man, will you vote for the man? You will vote for your wife, isn't it? Well, in that case, will you now say that you are the enemy of the man or working against the man? No. It's a misconception. Please, I want you to disabuse your mind on that. It's a misconception. Women are under the situation we find ourselves. We have to be loyal to who we think is closer to us, which is a natural thing. If you are standing an election and your wife votes against you, would you drive her away from the house? So, please, I want you to cancel that misconception from your mind. Women are not standing against themselves. In fact, this time we came out to ensure, to campaign, to ensure that women are voted in. But we succeeded somehow. You men are not willing to give us power. So, but we have to take it by force. The Bible says the violent take it by force. But we can be violent, but we can only go through advocacy to get it. So that's what we have been doing.
I just want to correct an impression that was raised by one of the members, one of the IPAC members, that talked about core members mutilating results at the polling units. Well, it is obvious that my brother there, I think he's still discussing, and he is not listening.
Are you that they are raising? They are not listening.
Yes, I was talking to you precisely. Yes.
You are talking to all of us.
Now, it is obvious that you may not have followed the modus operandi of NYSC. Again, you should understand that when it comes to electioneering process, NYSC and INEC do have an MOU. And that is, in other words, that we are one. We work together as one. That is one fact I want you to know. Then the second fact is Again, it appears you came late, because if you looked at my keynote address, if you listened keenly, you will discover that we said that our core members in these forthcoming elections would be upright, would be impartial, and would not do all of these things you mentioned. Reason being that we are a family. And borrowing a leap from what our brother here said, talking about the family is the bedrock of the society. We have cleaned our house, which is why, again, I said, you may not have followed. Now, let me tell you, what we do in the NYSC, if you look at them now, we don't use those who have passed out in conducting elections. We use only those who are still serving, so that in case there is any form of misbehavior, we punish them. Not just punishing them. Of course, the law will take its course. That is what we do. It is one of our models. So I want you to note that. I just want to be fast because of time. Now, talking about motivating results at the polling unit, I can tell you that all of these things are not done out of their free will. It is done by coercion. I want to remove financial inducement. I don't want to include that, because they know what we have always told them before they go in for elections. Whoever misbehaves, whoever does the wrong thing, of course, will bear the brunt for it. So, I am here again, assuring you that the people or the core members that would conduct the forthcoming elections will do their job uprightly. Now, late arrival of core members to their polling units. I think somebody mentioned that. If you, again, notice, you will discover that core members are always at their rack centers a day before the elections. It is a norm, it is standard, it is a standardized thing. It is not something that, so when we talk about late arrivals of core members to polling units, I totally disagree with that postulation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. Please do well, like I always say, to subscribe, because without you, we can do nothing. We are encouraged by our subscriptions and their viewing. And also press the notification bell and do well to share this video as wide as possible, so that Nigerians can understand their duties, Nigerians can understand their obligations, and ensure that the right thing is done during the forthcoming gubernatorial elections in Bayelsa State, in Kogi State, as well as in Imo State. Thank you very much and have a good day.